Hi, welcome to Santosha Solutions. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe below so that you get notifications of other great videos. Today, I'm going to be reviewing the newest book by Bernie Clark, Your Spine, Your Yoga. This is a fantastic book and really a great resource for students and for teachers. So this book is actually the third volume in a 5-volume set that Bernie's doing. The first book is Your Body, Your Yoga. This is a fantastic book. It talks a little bit more about alignment cues. The first two things that are in the book, one, What's Stopping Me, which talks about tension and compression and what might prevent you from moving further in a yoga pose. And that's an important thing to know because as a student, you might see things on the internet or you might see things in class and try to think that that's where your body is supposed to be going in the pose, and that's not necessarily true, right? So get this book and get a good understanding of your body and your yoga and why, how you do a pose for where you are today in your body really matters. The second part is going to be about the lower body, and in this book, which I am super pumped about, it's all about the spine. And I got this in the paperback version. I'll link below a link for both books so that you can get those either in the paperback or in the digital version. They also have it on the Kindle. I do recommend, though, getting the paperback version. I have a couple of different books, anatomy books, on the Kindle. I actually have this yoga anatomy book by Leslie Kaminoff in the first version of the book I have in paperback, and then the second version I have in the Kindle. And I like that because I still can flip through this and research pretty quickly. I can put little pieces of paper where I want to make sure that I remember something. But then in the Kindle version, I can have that. I can take it on the go. And I really have hundreds of books on the Kindle, so it's a lot easier to carry around than 100 books, right? So getting both. If you're interested in this book, this is also a fantastic book. I'll link that below as well. But this book right here is fantastic. It is broken up into several different parts, so there's really just the bulk of the book, right? There's a lot of technical reading and good information that Bernie puts into the book. And the book is sort of divided up. You can see there there's this green dividing along this front edge here. And so first part is going to be the axis body. The next part is going to be the sacral complex. Then you go down to the lumbar, or I guess that's going up the body, but the sacral, lumbar, thoracic, and then the cervical spine. And so he kind of breaks down each part of the spine. And although Bernie does mention that you can't isolate a particular part of the body, it is helpful when you're talking about technical information to separate those out and then explain how they relate to all the other parts. There's basically 3 other sections. So the first section is going to be It's Complicated, and those are going to be just really more in-depth pieces, segments of the different topics that he's talking about. Here's an example of It's Complicated. You can see that it's getting a little bit more technical. Usually has a couple different drawings. I definitely encourage you to read those. Another section is going to be notes for the teachers. Those are going to be all in blue. They look more like this. Although they say that these are for the teachers, I do recommend as students that you don't skip through this. If you have a home practice, or maybe you're trying to make sure that you have a teacher that is really aligned with understanding your body, those are good pieces of information to read, and then you know what to look for as a teacher if you're in a home practice, or as a student in a studio practice. The other part is going to be It's Important, and these are where everybody should read these, and obviously it's important information. It's going to go into more in-depth information, a little bit more clarification of the different points. So it's important. These are just, these are in the green, and these are just clarifications, a little bit more in-depth information, but everybody should read these as well. And these are all throughout the book. In addition to these 3 sort of segments of the book, in addition to the bulk of the book, there is a web appendix, and when you buy the book you get the web code to access that, but this is going to be where Bernie puts really the more in-depth information. Obviously, when you're talking about scientific information, technical information, it can get pretty lengthy. And even though this book is a good size, you don't want to make it overly large. So he's added all of that to the web, and you can access that once you get the book. So really good resource there. So I highly encourage you to get both of those. And I do love Bernie Clark a lot. I also have his Yin Yoga book. I will link this below as well. This is a complete guide to Yin Yoga. You know I love this book because I have tabbed it and put a bunch of different notes in it, and I really rarely do that. I really like my books to be pristine, but this to me is more of a working workbook where I actually have lots of added information in here, and I reference this book every time I teach a Yin Yoga class. And Bernie does a great job with explaining things in detail, but also in a way that is understandable. So again, your spine, your yoga, I highly recommend it. Get it today, read it, make sure that you're doing yoga for your body. Thanks so much for watching.